Investors are hoping that the ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon is a step towards the reopening of the strait, and oil prices ease slightly, though they are clearly elevated compared to, just look at the way in which we're 88.30 on the 29th, 93.12, so we're way above. The volatility has forced people and businesses to adapt. If you look at the data from China, it shows sharp falls in oil demand, and yet the economy of the country remains relatively robust. It's EVs and other energy efficient measures that people are turning to. Environmentalists hope to see trends like that continue. Jesper Brodin is one of them. He is, you see, he was chosen to chair the board of Prince William's the Earthshot Prize. You see them there. He was, of course, the former CEO of IKEA, and Jesper joins me from Helsingborg in Sweden. I always found. Jesper, good to see you, sir. I'm grateful. The issue is how much it's the old argument of mitigation and versus adaptation, and it's a sterile argument because you have to do both. I'm aware of that, but I'm wondering where you think the priority is at the moment.
Well, as you said, it's both. Definitely, unfortunately, we need to prepare ourselves with adaptation. But at the core of the issue, we have a leaking ship, and we need to make sure we plug the hole and we pump the water. So mitigation needs to be at the center of all the things we do.
What's your favorite in terms of mitigation? What do you want to see people doing particularly?
Well, I do believe the favorite pathway, as I've been, I think, looking for, and I think together with other corporate leaders finding over the last decade, is actually when we are capable to mitigate, and at the same time not only do it at zero impact for business, but actually get benefits out of business. So a lot of favorites, depending on, of course, which sort of business you're in. But if you look at the renewable energy sector, which brings you cheaper energy, but also brings you independence when it comes to energy, seems to be one of the smartest things to do.
I just heard here in the US today, the US is going to announce new developments on nuclear. It's going to announce new developments on coal. The Energy Secretary was saying that the grid runs on three things: nuclear, gas, and coal. How retrograde do you see the move to open up or develop or continue to promote coal as a form of energy?
Well, you know, as a representative and the chair of the Earthshot Prize and other organizations who work in the space of trying to combat climate change, we need to stop adding carbon to the atmosphere. And obviously, we need to find a way to do that, both in the time perspective that we are running, because we are running against the clock speed here, which doesn't look too good. That means, obviously, as much as we can accelerate the renewables, it's also about finding the best cost benefits. And today, the renewable energy sector is actually outpacing all over the world, from China to the US, all other sectors when it comes to investments. So that is what we do. That's what we also look to celebrate in people who actually make those changes come through, in big companies, in small. Yes.
So the Earthshot Prize, why did you get involved? I mean, besides the fact, obviously, the Prince of Wales, asked you, and it's if asked, one serves, so to speak. But the Prince William's made this very much one of his key strategies and important parts of his public life. What was it about Earthshot and its $1 million prize that you liked?
Well, I think there is a couple of things with the Earthshot Prize. I always admired it since it was started 5 years ago in 2020. It combines urgency and optimism, both these ingredients, and it drives the focus towards actions. It does celebrate people through the award winning ceremonies, but it also helps organizations both to scale and also to fund the interests that we want to see more of out in the world. It's a well-meant intention to actually not only support these initiatives, but actually bring hope to the world by telling the stories.
Now, I'm not sure you can see that we're sending you the picture back, but I have on my table here a chair that you and I helped build just before before you left your last job. Have a listen to what happened when we tried to build this chair. Well, we successfully built it.
Yeah. We're going to start with these legs, actually.
Take the legs.
Yeah, we take the legs.
And we want the bit with the 2 holes at the bottom.
Right, so which way are they going to go?
It goes, yeah, that bit, the prongs point away from the rounded bit.
Okay, good. Here we are.
Your reputation's on the line here.
Yeah, I know. This is the risk we were taking, both you and I think, but in particular me.
Now, you'll be pleased to know you can't see it, but the chair is still standing, which is good. And we do
that's
sit
good
on
news.
It is good news. And but it's the message that I'm showing at the back where you wrote the future is bright. You still believe the future is bright, bearing in mind the awfulness that we face and the difficulty. We don't seem to be making much climate control progress, but you say it's still bright.
Well, I would argue differently, actually, based on facts as well. But I think optimism, the way I see it, like to see it is a choice, and I've made mine in this space. 10 years ago, Richard, we had aspiration and hope that we would be able to combat climate change and nature loss. Today, we know in the corporate sector that is not only possible, but it's actually seems to be a really good business idea, if not in all, in a majority of the businesses out there.
I'm grateful to you. We will keep checking in with you. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Thank you.